everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Mega Plays, and today we're going to be looking at a deck featuring Mega Venusaur EX. Mega Venusaur EX is a bulky boy with 380 hit points and some decent attack power. Like I mentioned in an earlier video, just earlier this week, I do think they did Venusaur dirty once again. Its ability and attack aren't as good as I think it should be, but otherwise, it does have some pretty great synergy with some cards in this set. For instance, Venusaur does have the Solar Transfer ability, which lets you once per turn move a grass energy to another Pokemon. Jungle Dump for 4 energy does 240 damage, and you get to heal 30 from Venusaur. So to improve what Venusaur already does well, we've got a few cards to help us out. First of all, Meganium from this set has the Wild Growth ability, which is going to make all of our grass energy count as 2. That's a very powerful ability. It's going to help us use Venusaur with only 2 energy attached to it. We also have Munkidori. Munkidori is going to help us take damage off of Venusaur and move it elsewhere, meaning we can keep Venusaur alive much longer because its attack only heals 30 damage. So with 2 Munkidori set up, we could heal 90 damage from Venusaur each turn, which is going to be very helpful. Finally, we have another solid attacker in this deck, which is Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. With Meganium on the field, you can do way more damage with Myriad Leaf Shower by attaching grass energy, which count as 2. So we've got 2 very solid attackers in this deck, lots of ways to get those Pokemon out. And the final real big piece to the puzzle here is this Forest of Vitality Stadium card. Our grass Pokemon now evolve immediately after they are played, which is so helpful. It's going to help us get Meganium out faster. It's going to help us get Venusaur out faster. And this deck is a monstrosity. I hope you enjoy seeing it in action, and we'll be back with another deck very soon.